to the Body and Mind Strong podcast. My name is Renee, your host and integrated wellness coach. What is a wellness coach? Well, basically, it means I combine online fitness training and nutrition coaching with life coaching to help active, busy women like yourself reclaim their health, their strength, and their sense of self in a way that is sustainable and actually fits their life. On today's episode, we're getting into something that can completely shift not just your body, but your mindset, your confidence, and honestly, your day-to-day life. And that's resistance training. Now, I know for some people, lifting weights can feel intimidating, or you just feel like you don't have enough time for it. Maybe you're not sure where to start. Maybe you've avoided it altogether for some reason, or maybe you just stuck to cardio because it feels more familiar to you. But here's the thing, resistance training isn't just about building muscle or changing how you look. It's about building strength in a much deeper way, which I'll get to in about a minute. But the best part of all this is you don't need to be an expert to start. Whether that's working out at home, stepping into a big box gym, or finding a smaller, more specialized space. Find an option that fits you and your lifestyle. And pick one that feels accessible and realistic, because consistency will always matter more than perfection. So think outside the box here if need be. Now, today I'm going to start breaking all this down into 3 simple areas. Reasons to get started, the basics of building muscle, and a straightforward approach to nutrition that won't leave you feeling overwhelmed. Now, let's get into them. Let's start with the reasons to incorporate resistance training into your weekly routine. And the first 3 here is I tend to emphasize a lot with all my clients, as I am a huge advocate for the outdoors and physical activity on mental health. So let's get into them. The first one, confidence booster. And I have seen this time and time again with all my clients. Increasing your strength unconsciously just boosts your confidence. And it also enhances healthy mental health, which I mentioned earlier. Like exercise in the outdoors, like especially for like anxiety, depression, and like PTSD, I'm a huge advocate for. But also take note, it is not a magic pill. It is not going to solve all your problems. Exercising just won't solve all those problems. So if you're struggling in any of those areas, I strongly encourage you to seek other help, like go find yourself a therapist to help out. So again, it is just exercise when it comes to mental health is just a piece of the puzzle. All right, number 2, it's an outlet, i.e. it's self-care and coping skills. And number 3, it increases bone density. You know, as for women, as we age, we start to lose our estrogen, and decrease in estrogen actually negatively impacts your bones. So having that muscle mass around your bones actually helps decrease chances of osteoporosis. Number 4, heart health and cardiovascular health. Number 5, it reduces chronic disease risk. Number 6, weight management. It takes a lot more calories. Your body uses a lot more calories to manage muscle than it does to manage fat. So having more muscles on your body is going to naturally increase your metabolism, which if you're also trying to lose some body fat, it's going to help burn off that body fat. So number 7 is the list can go on. There are so many more reasons to list, reasons for strength training. All right, where to start? You got your home gym. You can start with some bands, some tubing, some body weight exercises, some dumbbells. You can even use like water bottles or milk jugs filled of like sand or rocks. You know, one time I actually even used sway bars. For those who don't know what that is, on my trailer, when you're towing a trailer, especially a bigger trailer, you have these sway bars that does just that. It helps protect the trailer from swaying as you're towing. And I'm not quite sure how heavy those are, but they've got some weight on them. And I've actually used them for upper body exercises. So when you're working at home, you don't always have to have gym-specific equipment. You can kind of think outside the box. All right, another place is your brick and mortar gyms. There are so many different types of gyms out there. There are large ones, small ones, private ones. Some are female only. Some focus on powerlifting, and others prefer like CrossFit. Now, any gym is a good gym, but some are actually better than others. When you start looking, first look for the ones which are affordable to you and within a specific distance, which will help you with consistency. Again, consistency is more important than perfection. If a gym is too far away, you will more likely find yourself not going as much due to time travel. In addition, the best way to find the right gym for you, which fits you and your goals, is to try them out. Most will have a trial period to try it out, and you should take full advantage of that, as you want to make sure you like it enough to go on a regular basis. As you're trying it out, try to go to the times you think you more than likely will go. This way you'll get to experience the gym traffic and find out if it's something you'll be comfortable with or not. All right, let's move on to the basics of building muscles, whether you are using your own body weight, bands, some dumbbells, or machines. First, there are a few things you need to be aware of here. Simply put, in order to build muscle, you must put it under duress. Putting stress on it thus forces it to adapt. And as it adapts, you become stronger and build more muscle mass. Now, as a beginner, you are in a great spot to see the biggest difference in building your muscles. When you are new to lifting, your muscles respond better to someone who has been lifting for years. Thus, you'll see more growth during the beginning phase. Awesome, isn't it? All right, secondly, as you start training, you'll want to make sure you're hitting all your muscle groups in your body. Focus on one area like your abs will not spot reduce fat. If you want more information on this, check out my episode I did on 45, which discusses research on this topic. In addition, neglecting certain muscles and over-focusing on others can cause an imbalance in your body and possibly issues. So make sure you're giving attention to all your muscle groups. Next, pay attention to your form and don't be afraid to ask for help if you're not sure you're doing an exercise correctly. There are a lot of great videos on YouTube showing correct form, or get yourself a personal trainer for a few sessions to take you through as many exercises as possible. Finally, like everything else, start slow. If you have not been lifting for years, don't start trying to lift for like an hour a day for 5 days a week. Start with just a few exercises at a time, then add on. For those few exercises, focus on compound exercises like squats and push-ups. Compound exercises just mean you use more than one muscle group. For example, a push-up uses your pecs and your triceps, whereas a tricep extension is just that, it just uses your tricep muscles. Oh, one more thing. Certain exercises can be modified if they're too hard. For example, if you can't do a straight leg push-up or a plank, start on your knees, or elevate yourself like starting on a staple chair or even your countertop, your kitchen countertop. All right, let's move on to nutrition. Finally, start paying attention to what you are consuming in regards to nutrition. And if you need to, use a nutrition app to track your macronutrient intake. There is so much to know about this area, but I'm just going to go over a basic on it just to get you started. There are 3 macros to be paying attention to when it comes to planning your diet. They are protein, fats, and carbohydrates. There is actually a 4th one, alcohol, but that's a whole different topic, and I'm not going to go into it right now. I'm just going to let it go. Now, there are many different ways to design your diet with these macros, and there is no one perfect way to do it, as everyone is different. I'll give you a starting base to try, then you'll need to adjust it as you go along and tweak what is not working for you and focus on what is working for you. All right, starting with your proteins, they should be around 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of lean body mass. So that is everything but your fat mass. Then your fat should be around 25 to 30% of your total daily calorie intake. Fat is important for both mental and physical health, including hormones. So make sure you don't drop your fats too low. Then the rest of your calories will come from your carbohydrate source or from a carbohydrate source. Need to figure out your daily calorie intake? All nutrition apps will do this for you, as well as you can find free calculators on the internet. Side note, take this information with a grain of salt. Actually, let it be your starting point, as they are generic, so may not be accurate for you. Pay attention to your body and you will know how to adjust those calories. And if you're still sitting there thinking, this all sounds great, but I have no idea where to actually start, that's exactly where I come in. You don't have to figure all this out on your own. Whether you need help building a routine, understanding proper form, or creating a plan that actually fits your life, I'm here to support you. Reach out to me and we'll take the first step together. One that feels doable, realistic, and built for you. If you enjoy this episode, please subscribe to my podcast or tell someone else about it. I would greatly appreciate it. You may also find me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube at Body and Mind Strong. Also, if this episode resonates with you and you're ready for more clarity, balance, and support in your wellness journey, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me at Renee@bodyandmindstrong.com or my website, which is bodyandmindstrong.com as well. Stay sexy, stay strong. And make sure you're doing at least one thing today that will get you one step closer to one of your goals. Have a great day.